What's good, Facebook? Shout out to the Most High. Shout out to everybody that rock with me and don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But in this video, if you still misunderstand why I post videos about life, then you just don't have no comprehension. Your comprehension skills are negative 1,000. Because after this video, if you don't understand why I post what I post and say what I say, then I don't know. There's no help for you. Honestly, I don't really care. Because I know when I make these videos, I know I'm doing God's work. So it doesn't matter. I already know the devil going to try to send people your way. And I'm not calling people devil. I'm just saying the devil will send people your way. Like, oh, that guy said something about you, or get mad at him for saying the truth. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Now, in order to be great, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice, man. You want that new car right now that you can't really afford? You know, you got to sacrifice. But a lot of men, what do? They don't want to sacrifice, right? I don't want to sacrifice that, getting that nice car, because I want women, right? Which brings me to my next point. If you want to be great, you're going to have to sacrifice. Even women you're going to have to sacrifice women. And even if you are a woman, they have to sacrifice too. How do women have to sacrifice to be great? Because when women are in their younger ages, you know what I mean, they have to sacrifice all that attention that they're getting from these men. They have to sacrifice that and say, you know what, either I'm going to pick a boyfriend, or I'm going to try to work on myself and become great, and I'm not going to bite that apple. See, most women do not sacrifice that though, do they? They say, no, I don't want to sacrifice. I want the attention that I'm getting now and the men and all that now. And what happens to them women who don't sacrifice? 9 times out of 10, they end up single mothers, which I'm not knocking. But let's keep it real. Her life could have been different, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not God. But women have to sacrifice to be great too, just like men. And men definitely got to do it, because as men, you got to earn your value. So do women, but not to the extent of you. You are not born with a vagina. Therefore, motherfuckers don't bow down to you and kiss your ass because you don't have no vagina. So as a man, you have to earn your value. Nobody's telling anybody how to be a man. You people are a grown-ass man out here. You want to drink, you want to smoke, I don't give a fuck. I promise you I don't care, because it's not me. It's not my child, you know what I mean? But I will speak on it, because I know God wants, the Most High says, when you see evil, speak on evil. So we are supposed to speak on things like this. Does that mean that I don't desire to drink or smoke? Does that mean I don't desire to sleep with a lot of women or all these things? No, I'm human just like you. I'm human just like the next man. But sacrifices have to be made if you want to be great. No way around it. No man is immune to this. If you want to be great, the greatest version of yourself, you're going to have to sacrifice. That is just life. Nothing great comes without sacrifice, man. I don't care what it is. Look through all life and try to find something that is great that did not take sacrifice. There's no way around this shit, man. You have to sacrifice. You gotta be willing to say, you know what? Even though sleeping around with a bunch of women sounds good, I don't want to do that. I want to try to become rich or something one day, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pass on that. I'm going to pass on that and try to find another way to become great. You know what? I do want to go out and party tonight, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pass on that, man. I'm going to study for this test. I'm going to study for this college test, man, because I'm trying to be great in life. No way around it. You got to sacrifice. If you don't want to sacrifice, then the chances of you reaching greatness are slimmer. Everybody can be great. It's not an argument of I'm great and you're not great. I'm better than you and you're not. It's not an argument of that. It's about how can we all reach greatness? All of us. There's only one way. You're going to have to sacrifice. You want that new car? You want to have you want a business or something? You got to sacrifice getting that new car right now until you can get that business. Some people have to start out catching a bus right now, making minimum wage. They have to sacrifice right now, and later maybe they'll become a boss. They got to sacrifice. Nobody want to sacrifice though. That's the problem. And you don't got to sacrifice. Don't sacrifice. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to reach your full potential. Your full potential. I don't know what that is. The sky's the limit. You can be whatever you want to be. But if you want to be whatever you can be, you're going to have to sacrifice. That is the key. And men have to teach each other this. This should not be kicked against. As men, in the manosphere, this should not be kicked against. We should not be kicking against men telling other men to try to better men. That's all it is. All that is saying, look, man, I know we want to drink and smoke and kick it and all this and all that. But if we want to become greater as men, we got to start sacrificing this shit a little bit. What is wrong with that? Since when do we kick against shit that what we need to hear as men? That's what women do. They kick against the truth. And look where it gets them. Because truth be told, women got to sacrifice too. They got to sacrifice all the men that are in their face and pick one man. If they don't, it's going to end up bad for them. If they think that they're going to skate through life using men for money and all that, okay, go ahead. The devil already got you set up, dog. Go ahead. It sounds good on paper. It sounds good on paper, but it's going to end bad for you. And then you're going to be crying, oh, I wish I had a good husband. Where's a good husband at? You didn't sacrifice. You didn't sacrifice all those motherfuckers in your face trying to fuck you for a husband. You didn't want to do that, so now you don't get one. That's just the way life is. You have to sacrifice, man. It ain't about who's better than somebody. It ain't about judging people. Because just like the next man desires to sleep with a bunch of women, I had that same desire, but I got to sacrifice it. I got to kick against it. Get behind me, devil. Why, yeah, it sounds good to fuck a whole bunch of women, but they sleep. Why would I want to fuck a whole bunch of women? That means I got to sleep with women that are fucking a whole bunch of men. So it sounds good, but I got to kick against it. I don't want to wake up. This fucking alarm, I don't want to get up today. I don't want to get up today. I want to call off work, but I got to sacrifice because I got to eat. I got to become great. I want to be great in life. Sacrifices have to be made. There's no way around this. It's not the fact. See, people see these videos that I make, and instead of them taking it as me trying to motivate people, like people motivate me to talk about shit like this, they don't take it as that. They take it as hating or judging, as if I don't have to sacrifice too. As if I don't have to not sleep around with a bunch of women and kick that desire. As if I don't have to stop, not want to smoke and drink. As if it never crosses my mind. Like I don't desire a blunt every now and then. Of course I do. I'm a human being. But I got to kick that sacrifice. I mean, I got to sacrifice that if I want to be great. If you want a wife, you got to sacrifice certain shit. You can't be fucking other women. Or you're going to lose your wife to karma. Karma coming. Karma coming, man. If you want to be a great parent to your kids, you got to sacrifice all the partying and kicking it with everybody else. Let them go ahead and do what they do. Y'all go ahead. I want to spend time with my kids. I don't want to miss this time that they're from the ages they're younger. You can't get this shit back. Y'all go ahead and kick it. Sacrifices got to be made. I want a business and I want a nice ass car. The men who don't want to sacrifice, they're going to go get that loan for that car. And they ain't going to have money to fucking do whatever they need to do to open a business or something, right? So they going to get the car, but they're not going to get the business. But the person who is going to sacrifice the car for the business will get the car and the business. He had to sacrifice, or she had to sacrifice. Sacrifices have to be made. That's the moral of the whole fucking story. Sacrifices have to be made in life. Ain't no way around it. If you want to find a great-ass woman, you're probably going to have to sacrifice being alone for a while. You ain't going to be able to jump from person to person because if you do that, when the great person comes along, you ain't even going to be able to reciprocate to them because you're caught up with somebody else. Because you didn't want to sacrifice and be alone for a while and become a great person, a better version of yourself. And which ultimately lets you know, ultimately helps you understand what a great woman or man is by you becoming one. But you didn't want to sacrifice that. How many people out here don't want to sacrifice that? They don't, do they? They go straight to the next motherfucker. They don't sacrifice. People don't sacrifice, man. This is what us men need to be talking about, man. We, as men, we got to sacrifice. If we want to be great men, you want to be Puffy, you want to be Jay-Z or whatever. You get what I'm saying when I say you want to be that. You want to be great like that. You got to sacrifice. They didn't get that way not sacrificing. That is facts. They didn't just go around, I'm going to sleep with this woman, I'm going to do this, I'm going to not show up for work. No, when I say work, their career, whatever, they had to sacrifice, man. You will not become great in life without sacrifice. I don't give a fuck who you are. You want to leave a generational wealth for your will for your children? Well, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of shit while you're here. For your life, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. I don't know about other men. I don't know what the fuck they want to do in their life. But I want to retire early. I want to have passive income and all those other things. So I got to sacrifice not going out and buying a new car that don't pay me nothing. I have to sacrifice that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not human like them and don't desire to have a new car. I'm just not stupid about it. I'm not going to be stupid about it. But when you say these things, you're hating on somebody or somebody's offended instead of saying, you know what? Maybe he makes some sense, man. Maybe what he's saying is some real ass shit. Nah, we don't want to do that. We want to act like women when it comes to this shit and get in our feelings, man, because it's something we don't like to hear. Nobody likes to hear that we got to do better, but guess what? That's a sacrifice you have to make. That sacrifice of hearing what you don't want to hear so you become a better person. Everybody has to do it. Some of us love to hear the constructive criticism. Some of us hate it. And the ones who hate it, I promise you, they're not going to become better as people. They will remain in the same position they're in. See, when men hear me say, don't sleep around, blah, 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 they think that I'm thinking I'm better than them. Or as if I don't have no desire that every other man has. That's not the case. That's not the case. As if I don't see somebody drinking or smoking and think, man, that look good, I want one of them. Of course I had the desire to do it, but I understand sacrifices have to be made. I'm no different than the next motherfucker. I'm a human just like everybody else. It sounds good on paper to fuck a bunch of women. That sounds great. But if you want to become great, you're going to have to sacrifice that. Why? Because a whole bunch of women's going to take up all that time that you need and that energy that you need to become a great man. You chasing women, you can't do it. You can't do both. You got to sacrifice. Pick the women or pick the greatness. You got to pick one. And guess what, dog? When you pick the greatness, the women coming anyway. Because the women say, hey, this motherfucker trying to be great. He ain't chasing after women. I want to fuck with him. This motherfucker chasing after greatness. Ain't it funny how all women want a man chasing after greatness instead of chasing after women? Can't tell men this, though, because they think you hating. Ain't it funny the men who sacrificed buying cars and bought businesses first before they bought the cars? Ain't it funny how they got 7 or 8 cars in they fucking long ass driveway? Can't tell men this though, because you hating. See, they don't want, it is what it is. I'm done talking, man. I'm out, man.